Flame fashion files, you know you drive me wild. I want you to walk straight pose, you know your style is gold. I want you to walk straight pose, you know your style is gold. I want you to walk straight pose, you know your style is gold. Catch me if you can, let's dance to the runway. We can take these raps all the way to
Welcome back to the next episode of Fashion Files with Karis Reneé. I'm your host, Karis Reneé, and I'm so excited to have y'all back with us. This week, we're actually going to be recapping Fashion Month. As we know, Fashion Month just ended, and now we are going to get into some new things. But as a recap, let's go ahead and go over some of the things that we saw during Fashion Month. Now, we already know we went over New York Fashion Week, but we know that there was also Milan Fashion Week, London Fashion Week, and Paris Fashion Week. But the standout Fashion Week for me was Paris Fashion Week. And in honor of Paris Fashion Week, I wore one of my looks that I previously featured when I was able to attend Paris Fashion Week a few seasons ago. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Flame fashion files, you know you drive me wild.
Christian Louboutin actually showed during Paris Fashion Week, and their show was very theatrical. It was super bright, lots of colors, and they actually used the French Olympic artistic swim team to feature their looks. It was something that we hadn't really seen before, and so you saw their beautiful red bottoms in a pool with synchronized swimming. I'm like, I don't know who came up with that. Well, actually, I do know. David LaChapelle actually came up with this choreography for the show. It was such a new look and a take on being able to feature the red bottoms that we're so used to seeing walking down the runway and on celebrities, on, in streetwear, all over the place, right? But the show also put me in mind of the Savage by Fenty show from 2022, the style of the show and just the setup and the backdrop. Because if you remember, that show was also a choreographed with dancing, and it was very theatrical, and it kind of put me in the mind of that show. Both of those shows I loved. I loved that Christian Louboutin stepped out and did something a little different that we hadn't really seen before and showcased a new way to showcase their classic red bottoms. Did you like the show? Let me know in the comments. Your comment could be featured on the next episode, so let us know and be sure to tag Fashion Files. So we know we called out some of the trends that we saw throughout New York Fashion Week, and some of those same trends were featured across the other fashion weeks as well. So there's no need to call out the same things. It literally was across the board. All the shows kind of feature some of the same trends that we were seeing, like those sculptured silhouettes. We saw a lot of that, the texture play, the oversized coats, the oversized shoulder moments. And one of the shows that also did a really good job featuring those is one of my favorite designers, which is Schiaparelli. They actually did these full eccentric, bold fashion moments for people that are maximalists like me. Daniel Roseberry, the creative director for Schiaparelli, played with textures and shapes. And he had these corseted moments that insinuated the waistline, had extra boning and shapewear in some of the looks, which I thought was chef's kiss. Like I said, some of the trends that we also saw was those oversized coat moments, big coat energy. Also, luxe denim. They had this oversized coat moment that also incorporated a luxe denim feel. I hadn't really seen introduced a new shape. I think it had some wool that was also on the inside of the denim, which of course is a classic look, but just the oversized texture play of it was something new that we hadn't seen before. All right, next up is Balmain. Now, of course, Olivier never disappoints. Best friends with our girl Beyonce, and he always shows up and shows out. But he created these really avant-garde, futuristic moments with these oversized sculptured shoulder moments, with these avant-garde pieces that were painted on the garments, and they were kind of crystallized. So you saw these faces with these bold, dramatic looks, bold, dramatic eyes that were across the garments, and it was beautiful. But all of the garments, or most of the garments, I should say, the shoulder moments were the statement piece, in addition to the paintings that were on the garments. They were beautiful. He did a really good job of combining that luxe feel of Parisian fashion, but made it futuristic. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of the celebrity moments that we saw. Now, as we all know, my girl Cardi B never disappoints. She always steals the show for Paris Fashion Week when she shows up. I was kind of mad at her actually because she was not there the year that I was there, and I was just knew I was gonna see her. So Cardi, we got some beef because of that, but that's okay because you always do the thing. Her stylist, Colin Carter, is one of my faves, and he really the juxtaposition that they have with their relationship and being able to pull from these different moments, these iconic moments, and show new trends, being a trendsetter. Cardi B and Colin, they have figured it out. They've been working together since day one, and I love their relationship and how they're able to show these new moments with fashion. And she literally set the stage for Paris Fashion Week. There were days that she did two-a-days where she popped out with multiple looks, okay? So let's get into some of the looks that she showcased during Paris Fashion Week. So first up was this gold chain dress that she wore with these long, luscious waves. She wore that to the Rabanne show, and it had like this fringe moment at the end, one of the fringe frenzy, one of the trends that we talked about. The gold chains were like links, and then it went into this beautiful fringe moment. It was gorgeous. That's what she opened up Paris Fashion Week with, okay? So we already knew she was setting the stage for even more looks to come. So now, in no particular order, we're just going to talk about some of the other looks. One of the other looks that stood out to me was her look that she wore to the Vivienne Westwood show. I love Vivienne Westwood. It was really like a punk and an edgy look. It's like this graffiti dress. I loved it. I would have worn that look for sure. And then, of course, she accessorized it with a cigarette. Y'all know, I don't know what it is about cigarettes and fashion, but for some reason, they just go together. So she accessorized it, and it just brought out the punk and the gothic edge of the look. But the look was so cute, and it had like this fishnet detail that she wore underneath the dress. Yeah, chef's kiss. All right, next up to Balmain, she actually wore this beautiful emerald fur coat that had this large slit moment. And then she had like this leather headband as an accessory piece. And the moment was literally the coat. Cardi just looked amazing. And mind you, this is 3 weeks post baby. I don't know. This is Cardi we're talking about. She looks amazing. All of the looks looked great on her. And just the fact that she was coming off of just having a baby just made the looks even that much better. Then going back to that punk, that edge look, she stepped out to Mugler, which we know is one of her favorite designers. Her and Colin have done a lot of work with Mugler, and so she had these exaggerated asymmetrical bang moments that was already accessory in the outfit. And this is another way where you can add your hair is a moment. Listen, when my hair is not done and I put on a look, the look isn't complete. Like, I can't even get a really good feel. So always make sure that your hair fits the outfit because it will make or break your look. And in this case, it definitely made her look. Actually, she changed her hair, as we know, for every look. And it was just a moment, just these asymmetrical bang pieces with these oversized sculptural shoulders, like we already talked about in the Balmain show. She had this black look with this like deep cutout V-neck moment, and the exaggerated shoulders and the exaggerated hair. It was beautiful. Okay. Then Cardi also took us back and gave us some old Hollywood glam. Actually, a lot of people compared the look to like Princess Diana, like it was giving Princess Diana, to the Alexander McQueen show, which of course was fitting. She had like this beige camel fur coat dress moment. I think it was a coat that she wore as a dress, but she just looked super glamorous, and she had this cute short little bob moment. And listen, it was literally giving old Hollywood glamour, which speaks to her versatility because she wore all of these different styles of looks, but all of them looked amazing on her. And then finally, she also showed up to the Rick Owens show. In that show, she also had an exaggerated shoulder moment. So she had like this beige knit dress, and then she had this exaggerated shoulder coat moment over it. And then her makeup was kind of the statement as well. Her hair was pulled back, but she had some like exaggerated punk makeup, and it solidified the look. Like literally all the looks looked amazing. And then as a bonus, she showed up to one of the after parties with a completely different look, and it's all black look with like this fur coat and some like headpiece or sunglass moment. Anyways, Cardi B, when it comes to her fashion, she does no wrong. Colin, he gets the job done. And literally, she stole the show for Paris Fashion Week. It was literally everything that everybody was talking about. We didn't talk about all of the shows that she attended, but we definitely talked about what she wore to that show. So Cardi B, yeah, fashion girly, okay? All right, next up, we're going to talk about a couple of other people that we spotted at Paris Fashion Week. So Gigi Hadid actually wore this iconic DHL taped corseted dress to the Venomous show. And it gave us the mind of when Kim K showed up to the Balenciaga show in 2022 with the tape moment as well. And so, which also was an ode to the telephone video from Lady Gaga. So that was something that a lot of people talked about. I don't think it was something that we really saw that was new, but it was definitely a highlight of Paris Fashion Week. And last but certainly not least is our girl Zendaya. Listen, Law Roach and Zendaya is just like Colin Carter and Cardi. Their relationship, chef's kiss. She never disappoints either. She showed up to the Louis Vuitton show in this 80s inspired blazer with this flower brooch on it and this like bubble skirt. She was so cute. It was such like a classy look, but it was like a modern version of a classy look. But you know, La Roche, he stylist, architect, yeah, he earned that name because his looks and Zendaya, she's such a fashion girly. Like when she just walks out, you know she stole the show. She knows she stole the show as well. Like her looks always speak volumes as well. These were some of the celebrities that I saw that I thought that were standout moments during Paris Fashion Weeks. What are some celebrities that you saw during Paris Fashion Week or even during Milan or London Fashion Week? Let us know in the comments. And again, you might be featured on the next episode. #fashionfiles. Okay, so as you know, this is my favorite part of the episode, the style spotlight.
Fashion files, you know you
and this time we're going to feature somebody. She's actually from New York, but she attended Paris Fashion Week. She's one of my favorites. I follow her on Instagram and TikTok. And her name is Chelsea. And she was able to attend Paris Fashion Week. Her street style was so good. She is one of those bold girlies. She does a lot of thrifting. Colors are her thing. She's not a neutral girly. She's very much a maximalist. And she does a lot of mixing patterns and textures. And I just love her style. And so I'm inspired by her style. And I think you will too. So definitely check her out. You can find Chelsea at Chelsea As of Late on both Instagram and TikTok. Give her a follow. And if you do, make sure to let her know that we sent you and tag us with Fashion Files. Now, if you know somebody that you think should be a style spotlight, be sure to tag us using Flame Style Spotlight for somebody that you feel inspired by their style and you think others should see them as well. All right. So that wraps up this week's episode of Closing Out Fashion Month. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to follow and subscribe. So until next time, stay stylish and keep that flame burning bright. Bye.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Fashion Files. We hope you found some inspiration and insight from our conversation today. Fashion is all about expression, and whether you're pushing boundaries or sticking to your signature style, remember to make it your own. Be bold, be fearless, and most of all, be you. We would appreciate it if you would rate, comment, and review the podcast. For more content, updates, behind the scenes, and style tips, follow us on our socials at I Love Flame, host Karis Reneé at Everything24Karis, and visit FlameFashionFiles.com. This show is hosted by Karis Reneé, produced by Erica Clark, and engineered by Podcast Carrie. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your fashion-forward friends. Until next time, stay stylish and keep that flame burning bright.